when you listen, you preaching right now, and everything you said, I learned this maybe, I want to say 8-9 years ago. It clicked in just that exact realm in regards to time, value, all of that, right? Most men nowadays, depending on their upbringing, they're never going to get that understood to where they could actually go operate in that particular space. The other part of it is, you said something earlier, and I don't know if you realized you said it, when you were like, okay, I need to compartmentalize my thoughts so I can, let me say, that's the other root of it. When you cannot manage your thoughts, you can't do none of that shit you just said. None of it. You could know it. Like, you could write this out in a book for a guy. Hey, carry this around with you and follow this. If the nigga can't get out of his head and sort his, because there's ego, there's y'all sex drive, there is you know what I mean? And then if you mix that with, I was raised by a woman, then if I'm already at a certain level in my life where I got 2 or 3 baby mamas and I got that going, if I can't sit with myself and sort these motherfucking thoughts out and focus and decide what I'm gonna do with my time without the influence or the cues of other people to make me move, never gonna get that way. Person can lay that out every day, never gonna get there.
Yeah, that's true. I got a vasectomy right after my daughter. Like, I'm very intentional. But I knew, I said, yo, I want to be rich. Everything else come along with it.
Right.
I keep trying to teach my young homies a little bit over there. They so easily swayed by the pussy.
Because women are beautiful. We're beautiful.
They are.
We're soft. You know, we got pussy.
I agree.
It feels good.
And you know what?
It makes y'all feel good.
Majority of the people that work for me are women, right? They dope, they gorgeous. But see, when I see women, I look at them differently.
What you mean?
Because for me, if I'm just limiting the amount, what I can get out of her or what I can see, even with my wife, right? I don't look at her and say, well, I want to keep her, compartmentalized, or I want to keep her put up in a box because she only should be for me. I'm trying to unleash her, right? I'm trying to figure out what it is that what is great about her that I can leverage. She should be out there networking because I'm gonna do business with the woman's husbands that she's connected with, right? And so even the women that work around me, or if I see a woman that's beautiful, for me, in my mind, and this is ever since I was young, if I'm limiting her to just the pussy, then I'm not leveraging everything that I can get in this situation. And then she's not benefiting as a result of it either, because the best version of her is the best version of me, because she's largely going to be the beneficiary of my greatness, right? She's the one that spend the money. She the one that do the shopping. She do all of that other type of shit. So when I see a woman, it's easy for me to just, oh, damn, she fine, and just keep it moving, because if we not getting no money together, if we not doing no business together, I can get pussy anywhere. That don't mean nothing to me.
But the thing is, you're a man with a purpose. You're in your purpose. The other part of it is, to your woman, you protect, you provide.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't not do these things and then unleash your woman.
I gotta be the man I want my daughter to marry. Honestly, that's my whole thing. I have to be a reflection of what I want my daughter to marry. If everything that she sees or everything that she looks at and she's comparing it to the character, the values, and I ain't talking about the money. I'm just talking about the way in which I operate from the way I think.
Especially with your time.
It's got to be a reflection of what I want my daughter to marry, right? And so that's how I kind of live my life. All of that other, I'm high off life, right? Being able to go and buy whatever the fuck I want to buy, even if I don't buy it, that's cool. I'm straight with that. I don't need nothing else. I love to work. I love to grind. I love to hustle. I love to create. Pussy is easy. Look, if I see you and everybody else can get you, I don't really want you.
Right.
If you that accessible to everybody else, you're not exclusive enough for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want the car that everybody else got.
Right.
I want the one that everybody else can't afford.
Right.
So it's different for me.
But you do. I want to know, you do understand that comes for men, that comes with being in your purpose. Like you have a certain value for yourself. That's why you have that viewpoint. If you didn't have something that you were focused on as a man outside of pussy would be running you, and you would just be chasing money for the sake of what type of pussy it attracts.
Do you think that that's what most men problem is that they so focused on the pussy? when with regard to relationships?
I think the problem is they don't have a purpose. They haven't found their purpose, or they don't understand the value in being in something that you decided to focus on as a man. Because it's a fact. I don't care, what type of man you are, you're going to end up chasing the sex and the money. And whether you conquer one or the other is a whole nother story. But when you're ran by those things, you end up just making mindless decisions daily. They don't match up with what you say you want for yourself. It creates a life of, it's almost like hardship. And I don't mean hardship like physically hard. I mean like mentally hard.
Yeah. It seemed like the more, from my guys, the more they don't give a fuck about what's going on, the more they get it thrown at them, though. So it's all, like, if you're thinking about it, even from a strategic perspective, it seemed like for guys that is obsessed with pussy like that, it seemed like they would care less so that they can get more, because that's generally what I see play out.
But most don't understand that. And then, you probably know men that came up in a different time along with men that came up in this time.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you probably know some guys that were raised with their fathers in their life, and some guys that were, raised in this new age shit, and you could see the difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like they in their femininity, they worried about the wrong shit.
I don't understand that, love, their femininity. Honestly, I don't understand men living in their femininity.
But it's simple. If I was raised by just my mom, and every problem for 18, 19 years, I saw how a woman would solve it. And let's just take the word woman out. I saw a feminine, emotional figure solving problems. As children, we model what we see. If this is all I see when I get grown, how can you expect me to solve problems in a masculine way? All I was ever shown was how a female figure solves things, how a female runs a household, how a female goes about things. And then for women, and I try to make this very simple. Women, if you put us in a household with just some children, we're going to set things up for convenience, right? We run from like that physical man hard work. So we're going to set life up where we're going to utilize apps and people, anybody we can to make things easier. So our boys are not going to see, here is how you fix shit. Here is how you do. We're going to look to take our car to the mechanic. Something wrong with it, they fix it. So by the time our son's 17, 18, he ain't never seen a top being changed. He ain't never seen the oil being, because we go up for what's convenient. We're supposed to. We're the feminine figures. Like, I'm not down there with these nails on trying to take lug nuts off of top. You see what I'm saying? So we're robbing them of that experience. Men handle things differently. And as women, oftentimes we look at y'all handling stuff and we think, why is he doing it that way? Like, why I wouldn't have did it like that. But it's a beauty in when you understand that is something that's supposed to happen. He's supposed to go about solutions differently than us.